Hello children, today we will be doing the poem Wind written by Subramanya Bharati. Now we all know that wind is a natural phenomenon. We all know what wind is, right? And the poet talks about the wind and he describes the wind and he says that the wind is destructive and the destructive power of wind is related to the adversities of life that a person has to face. Okay, the poet wants to say that how the wind destroys whatever is weak. Similarly, the problems and challenges of our life would destroy the person who is weak. Okay, so the poet also suggests that we should try to keep all the things which are weak, we should try to make them strong. Not only the things, but we as persons also, we as people also need to become stronger, so that not only physically but also mentally, so that we can survive the hardships of life. Just how a weak building or a weak plant is going to crumble, is going to be destroyed with the forces of wind. Similarly, a weak person who is not mentally strong or maybe physically strong will not be able to survive in harsh conditions. We need to make these destructive forces our friends. All these challenges that we have, we need to make these challenges our friends so that we can flourish and prosper. Wind comes softly. Don't break the shutters of the windows. Don't scatter the papers. Don't throw down the books on the shelf. There, look what you did. You threw them all down. You tore the pages of the books. You brought rain again. You are very clever at poking fun at weaklings. Frail, crumbling houses, crumbling doors, crumbling rafters, crumbling wood, crumbling bodies, crumbling lives, crumbling hearts. The wind god winnows and crushes them all. Now here the poet is basically talking to the wind and he's asking the wind to come softly and subtly. Okay, not to be very strong, not to come and break the shutters of the windows and scatter the papers, because you know the wind is very powerful and the wind is so powerful that it can even throw down the books which are kept on the shelf. And the poet is scolding the wind that see what you did. You threw them all down. You tore the pages of the books, you scattered the papers, you shattered the windows, you did all these things, and then you brought rain also. So whenever you will find children that there is strong wind, anything that comes in the direction of the wind gets destroyed. Whether it's your shutters of the window, papers, books, plants, buildings, it destroys everything, whatever it is. You will also find that the poet is saying that the wind makes fun of the weaklings. Anything that is weak or anybody that is weak, it gets destroyed. Okay, like you can see frail, crumbling houses. Frail means something that is weak. So frail, crumbling houses. Crumbling means to crumble, means to fall or to break. Okay, how a biscuit crumbles? You can keep a biscuit in your hand and you can make a fist and you will find that it is crumbling. Okay, same way the wind is so strong that the houses crumble, doors crumble, rafters are the beams on which the houses stand. Okay, so they also crumble. Wood crumbles, bodies crumble, bodies of people, bodies of animals, they all crumble. Lives of people crumble because the lives get destroyed and the hearts also crumble. Alright, the wind god winnows and crushes them all. Now here the poet is addressing to wind as wind god, and the poet says that the powerful god of wind winnows. That means he sifts all the people, and those people who are weak, they fall down and they get crushed. So you will find over here a comparison is made between wheat and people. Just like how ladies, they winnow the wheat to separate the grain from the chaff, similarly the wind god also separates strong people from the weak people. And whenever there is strong wind, all the things that are weak, they will fall and they will get crushed. Here you can also say the theory of survival of the fittest also works. The one who is the strongest physically, mentally will survive. One who is not so strong and who is a little weak, they will not be able to survive. Okay, it's like a jungle out there. If you are strong, you will be able to survive. So what we have to do is we have to make ourselves physically and mentally strong. He won't do what you tell him. So come, let's build strong homes. Let's join the doors firmly. Practice to firm the body, make the heart steadfast. Do this, and the wind will be friends with us. The wind blows out weak fires. He makes strong fires roar and flourish. His friendship is good. We praise him every day. So now the poet knows that the wind is not going to listen. That means the adversities in our lives also, they will not listen to us. Our problems are not going to listen to us. But what we have to do is, if you tell your problems not to come to me, okay, you tell your problems like that, will your problems stop coming? No. But what you can do is, you can make yourself stronger. You can make yourself better. So he says, so come, let's build strong homes. Let's join the doors firmly so that the wind is not able to get through. We have to make our doors strong. We have to make our houses strong so that they cannot get through us. Similarly, we have to make our bodies strong. We have to make our hearts also strong so that we will be able to take these challenges head on. And then when we are strong enough, these challenges will become our friends. And what do friends do? They support us. The poet has kept the wind on a pedestal, and he's comparing the wind to God, and he says that wind is God, and we should praise this wind every day. Similarly, we should praise our problems also every day, because these problems are going to teach us to how to become strong. He adds that everything that is weak gets finished off in the face of the strong wind, and all the things that are strong, they flourish and they grow to become even stronger. And here we are getting a very important message, that we should not feel bad when we are facing many challenges or adversities in our life. Adversities means anything that is bad timing. And we should also make ourselves physically and mentally strong so that we can face these challenges. Once we are strong enough, we will be able to overcome these challenges and challenges in our life, and we will be able to become stronger and better. How the poet is comparing, see, the wind blows out weak fires. If the fire is small or weak, the wind is going to blow it out. But if the fire is big, fire is strong, the fire is going to roar, make noises, and it is going to flourish. It is going to become even bigger. So the wind is going to support that fire to become even bigger. And that's what we need to also do. We also need to become stronger so that these problems in our life, instead of becoming troublesome, they will become helpful. And we will also roar and flourish just like fire. Now let's see the literary devices used in the poem. You will find, children, that there is no rhyme scheme of the poem. The poem is written in a free verse. A free verse is where there is no meter, there is no rhyming words. Okay, so no rhyming scheme is there. But you will find other literary devices, like first one, personification. You must have guessed it. The title of the poem is Wind. Now wind is an inanimate object, it is a non-living object. But wind is treated as a god over here. Wind has been treated as a person because it brings problems, and the poet is also addressing to the wind. So you will find that wind has been personified. Then there is repetition. The word crumbling is repeated many times over here to lay emphasis. Again and again it is showing, they are repeating the word crumbling to show that the wind crushes everything that is weak. Alliteration, now you know, repetition of consonantal sounds in close connection is known as alliteration. For example, wind, winnows, won't, want, WW, okay, they kept close together. And the last one, children, is symbolism. Symbolism over here means that the thing which you are using refers to some other thing. So wind is a symbol. Now over here we are not talking about wind per se, we are talking about the challenges or the problems that one faces in his life. Okay, so wind stands for the adversities in our life. So wind has been used as a symbol for adversities.